presenting about bioengineering. Indonesia is one of the world's mega diverse countries, and bioengineering has become an increasingly important scientific approach to protect, study, and sustainably utilize this extraordinary biological wealth. Throughout this presentation, we will be explore how bioengineering works, its benefits, and several examples of its application in Indonesia. First, bioengineering has grown very rapidly, especially in the era of the fourth industrial revolution, where digital technology and biological science are becoming more integrated. Bioengineering is essentially a field that combines biology, technology, and innovation to solve various human problems, whether in health, agriculture, the environment, or industry. Bioengineering is a field that has advanced rapidly in recent years, especially with the momentum brought by the fourth industrial revolution. This era is characterized by the fusion of biological science with digital technology such as artificial intelligence, automation, big data, and advanced computing. As a result, bioengineering is becoming more precise, efficient, and capable of addressing complex global challenges. And we will begin by understanding the fundamental concept that from the basis of bioengineering. After that, we will explore how this concept translates into real-world application, particularly within Indonesia as a country with extraordinary biodiversity. Indonesia offers significant opportunities for bioengineering to contribute to conservation. And then, the scope of bioengineering is very broad. It includes medical biotechnology, agriculture and food production, renewable energy, environment application, and the development of biomaterials. Each of these areas show how bioengineering contributes to solving real-world problems across different sectors.
Okay, now I will explain about core bioengineering technologies. Bioengineering is supported by several core technologies: CRISPR, tissue culture, and biomaterial. CRISPR, which function as highly precise DNA cutting and editing tool. Tissue culture, which is used to propagate plants from sterile tissue fragments in the laboratory. And biomaterials, which are special materials designed to be safe and compatible with cells or organisms. These three technologies form the foundation for the development of bioengineering products and organisms. Okay, next I will explain about bioengineering application in plants, animals, and microbes. And you can see in this PowerPoint application of bioengineering in plants, animals, and microbes. In agriculture, bioengineering enables the creation of pest and disease-resistant rice and more nutrient-rich rice. In animals, genetic engineering is used to produce livestock that are more disease resistant or more efficient in producing milk and meat. Meanwhile, in microbes, bioengineering is used to modify bacteria to produce insulin and help clean up pollutants through bioremediation. Okay, next I will explain about industrial revolution, AI, big data, and Internet of Things. The modern industrial revolution is marked by the presence of AI, big data, and Internet of Things, which accelerate research and innovation process. AI helps math science perform intelligent analysis. Big data processes large amounts of data to discover important patterns. And IoT, or Internet of Things, enables various devices to be connected, making monitoring and decision making process faster and more accurate. And this is the example of using industrial revolution of 4.0 in bioengineering. And now I will explain about benefits of bioengineering for Indonesian agriculture. Now, bioengineering has had a significant impact on Indonesian agriculture, such as producing superior rice varieties that are more disease resistant, more productive, and able to adapt to climate change. This technology also enables the creation of pest-resistant crops by inserting the Bt gene, thus reducing pesticide use. Furthermore, hybrid corn produced through genetic improvement provides higher, more uniform yields and is profitable for farmers. And that's all that I have said are benefits of bioengineering for Indonesian agriculture. Okay, and this is our that's our examples of genetically engineered products, and you can see in this PowerPoint. Okay, genetically engineered products that have been widely developed include ER64 rice, a high yielding and disease resistant variety. High yielding soybeans with fast growing in disease resistant varieties. And various horticultural crops such as chili peppers and tomatoes that have been engineered to have better quality, greater resistance to plant pests, and faster fruit production. And that's are the example of genetically engineered products. IR64 rice and soybeans and horticultural crops.
Biotechnology for biodiversity conservation. Biotechnology play a role in species conservation, especially endemic species. Technologies such as tissue culture help to propagate rare plants quickly in large quantities and disease-free. This is important for maintaining the sustainability of Indonesian biodiversity. Bioremediation technology. Bioremediation utilizes microbes such as Lactobacillus, Azotobacter, and Bacillus to clean up polluted environments. This technology is used to restore soil and water damaged by waste, allowing ecosystems to recover naturally and in an environmentally friendly manner. Challenge in biological engineering. Some of the main challenges are the first one is regulation. Genetic engineering requires strict regulation to ensure ecological and healthy safety. Second is ethics. There is debate about the modification of organisms and animal protection. The third is public acceptance. Many people are still skeptical about GMOs and new biological technology. Bioengineering in the Industry 4.0 era. The Industry 4.0 era has advanced bioengineering through the integration of technology such as AI, IoT, robotic, and smart sensors. Modern laboratories use automation and digital analysis to accelerate research, biopharmaceutical production, and ecosystem monitoring with greater precision. Next, AI, machine learning, and big data for life science. AI and big data technology helps with the first one is gene prediction, quickly estimating gene function, mutation, and genetic relationship. Second is rapid molecular analysis. Machine learning process DNA or RNA sequence much faster than manual methods. The last is the example of bioengineering 4.0 application. Example of modern technology developing in bioengineering include the first one is modern CRISPR, increasingly precise gene editing technology. Number two is cultured meat. Meat produced from the cell culture without raising animals. And the last one is bioprinting. Printing living tissue using cell as biological link.
Let me continue the explanation. First, what the effect? Let's look at the effect. It is like a coin with two sides. Have a good side and a bad side. What a good side? We can study the DNA of our plants. We can make our local plants stronger and better. And the bad side, we have to be careful. If we only use the new super plants, our old original plants might disappear. This could hurt. This could this could hurt the balance of nature. Next, the opportunities. But there is a lot of hope. Indonesia has so many natural resources. We have three big opportunities here. One, medicine. We can make modern medicine from our own herbal plants. Two, natural pesticides. We can use biology to kill plants so we don't need dangerous chemicals. 3. Better crops. Imagine our local rice or corn but stronger against pests. This is a huge opportunity for farmers. Next, the ethics and safety. Because we are dealing with living things, we must think about ethics. First, safety. Is GMO food safe to eat? Will it hurt the environment? Number two, ownership. We must stop biopiracy. This means we must stop other people from stealing our natural research or ideas. Number three, rules. Before we release our new plan into the wind, we must check it very carefully. Next, what the government rules? Who makes the rules? It's the government. We have the Ministry of Environment, Agriculture, and DPOM for food safety. We also have a special group called the Biosafety Commissions. Their job is to watch over everything that makes sure it is safe. And next is the challenge. Even though we have potentials, we have some big problems right now. One is not enough experts. We need more people who understand DNA and genetics. Number two is not enough labs. Good laboratories are mostly in big cities only. Number three, it is expensive. DNA technology costs a lot of money. Number four or the last is risk checks. We need to get better at checking the risks, like they do in developed countries. Next, next, the future. So, what is the future? I am very optimistic. Indonesia can be the biotech center of Asia. Why? Because, because we have the biggest collection of natural resources in the world. We can use this technology for medicine, food, and even to save and integrate animals from extinction. So, what the conclusion? Bioengineering isn't just textbook theory anymore. It is the key to advancing Indonesia agriculture, health, and environment. The potential is gigantic, but the requirements are tough. We need collaboration. We need strong ethics, strict regulation, and most importantly, improve human resource, which means all of us in this room. Thank you, friend.